Okay, a little update, guys, from what I've been seeing out here. So what they're saying is that the defense team was very, very antsy today. The prosecution, which is a government side, was pretty much chilling. There was some kind of request that was made that they would like them to deliberate, the jurors, of course, until Monday. Right now, they are obviously still deliberating. They did say that Diddy did raise his hand and asked his legal team as well as a judge for certain requests. From what it's been going around is that the defense side is trying to have the jurors deliberate as long as possible. Especially since yesterday there was some fluttering with juror number 25. There was some issues there. So what they said was that they would prefer for them to go as long as possible. And so some people that were inside or outside covering it live in New York City said that they're curious as to why. They're trying to figure out, especially with juror number 25, what was going on there. Was he, trying to put more charges, or was he against the rest of the jurors? My take is a little bit different, but that was like the general consensus, was that juror 25 was not wanting to look at any other kind of evidence, was not wanting to debate anything. That juror 25 had their mind already made up, and it is a male. Okay, that juror number 25 is a male. So 4th of July is coming up. Me personally speaking, I think that, a verdict this week would make more sense. But if there is certain requests or things that are going out where I guess the defense team, more so Diddy, is saying, no, don't rush it. There was something about Monday, them wanting to even go till Monday, which I think is a little extreme. Well, I mean, it's been a couple weeks, you know what I'm saying? Like they have everything to look over. But if the defense team is telling the judge that, you can't possibly go through every single thing until the following week, then I guess it's the request. Will that request be, accepted or denied is a mystery. It's 6:09 here on the East Coast, so I don't really know if they're going to keep going or not, or if they already adjourned for the day. But I was just listening to 2 different live streams that said that there was several raising of hands from Diddy, and it seemed like he was passing around notes from his defense team to the judge making certain requests. So obviously I think the common sense thing is that, his life is on the line. Anybody that would be in his shoes would not want anyone to rush a decision of that magnitude. So on that front, I totally understand. The lady did say that a lot of people did feel like the prosecution did not have a complete case. The lady that I was watching her live stream, she felt like they did. So maybe her take was a little bit slanted, but she did say that most people that she did talk to about it outside and inside of the courthouse said that they did not feel like the prosecution had a full case. And that is my personal take as well. I think there was a lot of holes. I do not think that the prosecution did the best job they could. But for now, it seems like there is this push to wait until after 4th of July, after the weekend, even into Monday, which, you have to kind of ask yourself, is that really going to change what they put down? Is it going to persuade any particular juror to, not find him guilty? Like, that's kind of like where my head goes, is I think when the press is saying that it's people who are wanting to put charges, I think it's actually the opposite. I think it actually could be the exact reverse, which is that the people that are speaking out maybe don't want to, and the rest of them are saying yes, and maybe that person, for example, juror number 25, maybe it was the opposite. Who knows? But the profiles of the jurors have been kind of coming out a little bit, but not in its entirety. So it would be really, really interesting, I think, to see, what's the update for today in terms of, like, are they done for the day? That really wasn't clear because some people were still covering it. So it seems like it's not done for the day. But if it is, I don't want to misspeak and tell you guys the opposite. So if they are done for the day, regardless, the latest highlight is that, the defense in particular is wanting to push this until Monday. So good luck to whatever side I guess is going to win over the jurors, because at the end of the day, with of course the judge, they're the ones who are going to be making that final call. And that is scary. And honestly speaking, it does kind of make sense for the defense to be like, do not rush this. Like, please, go over every little thing. But maybe with the prosecution side, it seems like they think they don't really have to do that. Maybe their mind's already made up. But I would dare so say that's dangerous, because you're going by count by count. And so you do have to look over the evidence. You do have to discuss this with your peers. That's what the jurors are for. So anyway, I'll update you guys. Obviously, if we do get a verdict this week, I'll obviously give you guys my reaction for sure. But yeah, I think that he's going to need some serious prayers, a serious miracle. It's really going to be fascinating into what those jurors are thinking. What have they collected from the testimonies? That's what's going to be, I think the kicker is where emotionally are they leaning towards? Because I've heard different people say from inside that there was, when the defense was giving certain statements, that a lot of jurors were crying. And then there was other updates where when this particular person was speaking for the prosecution side, that the jurors seemed very disconnected, and I heard that more than once. So I think that the ultimate temperature of like where the jurors are at is pretty murky right now. And maybe the defense is right that you don't really know what you want to do, and you need to look over some things again and maybe discuss it with other peers. Okay, so that's what I've been getting. That's what I've been hearing of those who didn't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't know, but if for the appreciation, please definitely like and follow and repost and share if someone else can see this video. All right, bye, all the best.